Hello, folks. Kyle here, Dark 30 Outdoors. Welcome in. Welcome in. Living and out. Living MN Outdoors. How's it going? Welcome. There we go. Welcome in. How you doing? Frontier Survival. Welcome. 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 How are you tonight? How are you on this Wednesday night? Doing pretty good? So tonight, doing well. That's good. So tonight, the topic of my live. Well, that's good. Uh, it's about records and a lot of the controversy surrounding the records. A lot of you folks may know that I fish for muskies a lot. I absolutely love fishing muskies. It's right up there, either my favorite or my top two favorite things to do is fish for muskies. And let me tell you, when it comes to world records of muskies, there is all kinds of controversy. We had the Louis Spray muskie was the world record. And then we've had several others, and some of those were debunked, and they were shady and scandalous stuff. And then we've even got some that were maybe not even scandalous or shady. They just weren't 100% accurate. So I'm kind of fascinated that there's, when it comes to like a world record fish, people just kind of are like, yeah, I don't really know. Small water charters, welcome in. Good to have you. Um, oh yeah, definitely. Cave Run Lake is awesome, Muskie Lake. And John, I don't know how you feel about the largemouth bass record, but um, I've never read a whole lot to debunk it, but it still kind of just makes me shake my head. um, that's just an unbelievable fish, and to think that all this time there really hasn't been a bass that approached it. I guess there was that California bass that got snagged, and it might have contended if it had been caught legally or something. I don't know. There was nothing nefarious with that. That he knew he couldn't catch it, and he wanted to see what it weighed, so he did. And I mean that's interesting, but now this is kind of weird. I'm the chat is it's not showing in the StreamYard for me, but I can see it on my phone. So I guess there's a little bit of lag. That's not a big deal. Wow. That's some doggone good bass fishing. John 6'1", 6'4", 6'7", 7'6", 7'8". Wow. That's probably a tournament winning 5 fish, isn't it? On most days. It might not be a world record, but there's probably no controversy either. That's probably dialed in legit weight of the fish, calibrated scale and everything. um, but yeah, I'm just really, I don't know, man. Some of these fish, and then I started digging in for this, preparing for this live just a little bit. I probably should have prepared a whole lot more than I did. I just busy, and I'm fighting a cold, so I'm not real sure how long I'm going to go tonight, but I'll certainly do my best. But man, I read a article today. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Larry Ramsell. He's a world famous muskie guide. He's in Wisconsin. I know that, and I believe he may be in the Hayward, Wisconsin area. And he has been involved in and a part of the organizations that recognize some of these records. He was involved in the International Game Fishing Association, the IGFA, when they first got involved with freshwater world records. They've done saltwater forever. And then freshwater, back in the olden days, 1920s and 30s and 40s and whatnot, it was just field and stream. They had a contest and people submitted their catch. And I'm not sure that there was a whole lot of verification that was applied on that. I imagine there was some. I don't know if they had to have a witness, if they had to have a certified scale. I don't know all of the guidelines that went into the contest, but that was how they determined world records back then. It was via the field and stream contest, annual contest for biggest fish. And I don't know that there was a tremendous amount of award for that. I think it was more recognition than anything. I don't think there was a lot as far as like big cash payout. And if there was any kind of a payout, nobody was going to get rich on submitting a fish to this contest. But anyway, this Larry Ramsell, I read an article by him where was it him that did the interview? He met with a reporter, and the reporter did an interview with this gentleman in Winter, Wisconsin, that says he caught Louis Spray's first world record fish and sold it to him. And then the guy didn't present them. He didn't pay up. He didn't give him the money. So when this reporter interviewed him, he shared the knowledge of this. That backing up for just a second, I guess Louis Spray, he submitted 3 different world records in 3 different years, and the second and the third one, they used some type of photographic evidence, and also some local at the time testimony to debunk the second and the third fish, but they had never debunked to the first fish. And so he was able to find out through this reporter, Larry Ramsell was able to find out through this reporter that not only did Louis Spray didn't catch that first fish, but what he did to attain the world record, he had to have long fish because he knew if a fish wasn't long enough, it wasn't going to be believable anyway, no matter what the fish weighed. But once he got a fish that was long enough, he ground up shad and suckers and used a funnel to get those down into the gut of the fish because he knew if he used anything else, rocks or lead or anything else, that it would be an instant disqualification. But if all they found in the belly of the fish was ground up, fish, something that a muskie would eat anyway, then it was they weren't going to be able to debunk it. So who knows? Maybe the Perry largemouth bass, the guy could have done that. We have no idea. But in 1939, if you caught a fish, you could have done God knows what with it, and nobody would have known any better for hours and days. It's not like today. Today we have the internet, we have smartphones, we have GoPros everywhere we go. So this stuff just kind of fascinates me. And I'm sure there's others that there's a ton of yeah, you're gonna take a little funnel and some ground up night crawlers or shad or something. You'll beat her that way for sure, won't you? But I don't know. And it just blows my mind how many different things there are. I went on to the IGFA website and I just hit the page for all tackle world records. I think there was like 700 different fish species. I mean, it's a little bit daunting just to go in and try to find stuff. And then I wasn't going to, pull up all these different examples and cite those. But I mean, it's just fascinating. I'll give you another example. The state record in Ohio for muskie. That's the picture that was on the thumbnail to announce this live. And I think there's a lot of controversy around that fish because people look at the length and the weight and they just go mathematically, that doesn't work. And also the fish was caught, way back when, I don't even remember. Back in the olden days, it was caught in Piedmont Lake. I've heard this hearsay is that he was fishing for catfish, fishing with chicken liver on the bottom, and then he ended up catching that fish. Who knows? Maybe it had a bunch of chicken liver in its belly. I don't know, but the fish measured 50 1/4 inch, and the weight was over 55 pounds. So, I mean, the dimensions and the proportions and the mass, there's mathematical equations that says no, that doesn't compute. But they claim there was a certified scale and a witness, so chalk it up as a state record muskie. And I'll say this too, that Piedmont is no stranger to big muskies in Ohio. I mean, it has produced some really big ones. There was a young fellow targeting smallmouth bass in April of either 2018 or 2019. And he caught, I believe it was a 52.5-inch muskie. And she was pre-spawn, so she had a great big belly. And it was speculated that fish would have challenged the current state of Ohio record for muskie. He didn't keep it. As soon as he got it in, he got a measurement on it. I don't think he even got a girth. He may have. But he didn't mess with the fish for very much longer, and he got it right back in the water and released it. And he caught it from the bank. He wasn't even in a boat. He was just on a bank, walking it up and down, looking for smallmouth bass that were supposed to be spawning. And he didn't see them. He saw some muskies. He saw this one. He saw a couple other ones. And as the story goes, he harassed this fish. He casted and pitched at it over a dozen times before she finally just grabbed whatever he pitched at it. Judith and Dan Davis, welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you. I hope you're doing well on this Wednesday night. I'm battling a cold myself, but I'm trudging on, doing what I can do. I hope you guys are doing well down there. It's probably pretty warm down that way. Gosh, we've had temps in the 70s here the last 2 or 3 days. So, howdy, welcome in. But yeah, talking about record fish, and that makes me wonder. I imagine everywhere, wherever you guys are at, and about anywhere you go, there's probably world record fish that have a tail to them, and whether if it's legit, there's going to be people that are jealous and they're out to debunk it or disprove it, or say that that's not what it was, or if it's not legit, then a lot of the stories that come out to debunk some of these records, they kind of make you raise your eyebrows. Might even make you raise your eyebrows at other records. That's just hard to say. That's about all I had. I didn't even prepare any shout outs. Like I said, I was really swamped and didn't have a whole lot of time. Skeeters are out down there. I bet they are. In fact, I think yesterday I saw a mosquito. I got a new fish tank. Well, to use fish tank, it's new to me, but 125 gallons. So Uh, I was working like gangbusters last night getting that into my house and set up, and it was a lot of work. And where I had to go to get it was about 40 minutes away. So between securing a truck and all the material to protect it for the trip, and then getting it here and getting it loaded and situated and all that, that was a lot of work. But yeah, I'm pretty sure in all that work and that heat and sweating, and I think I swatted at a couple mosquitoes. And to have mosquitoes in Ohio in the first week of April, that's real early. Yeah, I suppose that's a year-round thing for you down there in Florida. You might get a few days in January where they're probably not as bad, but um, what about some of you guys in your areas, John in Florida? Are you familiar enough with any state record bass or record fish that make you raise your eyebrows? Judith and Dan, have you come across any records that made you scratch your head and go, "Wait a minute, that just blows my mind"? Hello, welcome in, IL Niram. Good to see you. Central Illinois in the house. Glad to have you. Your state bird, that makes you raise your eyebrows. Anything is possible. That's the right attitude for sure. That is the right attitude for sure. The I think it's mostly in the world of musky fishing that we really get a lot of head scratchers. Like I said, there was plenty to debunk the Louis Spray world record, and then there's stay with me for just a minute here. There is the what else was there? Oh, there was a fellow by the name of Art Lawton, and for a while he had the world record muskie, and his got debunked, and they reinserted Louis Spray's fish as the world record muskie, and then that all got torn to shreds. And today today as it stands, the Cal Johnson muskie that was caught July 24th in 1949. That stands as the current IGFA all tackle world record for muskie. That fish was 67 pounds and 8 ounces. And that, folks, is a big muskie. A 50-pound grass carp. Wow. State bird is the skeeter. Yeah, grass carp at 50 pounds. That's a big fish. That is a big fish for sure. What is the state record down there? Do you know what it is? It's not. Is it 20? Is it over 20? Hello, Eric. Welcome in. Yeah, get the Google out. Uh, but there's been a lot of muskie caught. The St. Lawrence River has produced, I think, 3 or 4 fish that challenged for the world record and didn't make it. One of the more interesting fish, if I can find it, and I probably can't. Was it the? It wasn't the large. It wasn't the Art Lawton fish. I don't think. Which one was it? Oh, the Kenneth O'Brien fish. Kenneth O'Brien. He caught a 65-pound muskie in 1988, and that was in Blackstone Harbor, Ontario. And I believe that is part of the St. Lawrence waterway. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. 20.13 for the Florida State record largemouth. That's awesome. So the Ken O'Brien fish, let me just state it one more time. 65 pounds. That was caught in 1988 in the St. Lawrence River of Ontario. They did a study on that muskie, and they found that it was not very old as muskie go. Most of the muskies that have been presented for world records, when they could obtain the bones that help them determine super accurately what the age structure of the fish was, most of them are in the like 25 to 30 years old age class. And the O'Brien muskie was only, I think, 16 years old, and not established as a world record, but really, really challenged for it. And I believe it, well, it has a line class record today still, I think 10-pound, 12-pound test. It stands as a line class record. And it probably stands as the Canada record, maybe the Ontario record. I'm not sure, but what they found was that fish, it was a female fish that was never going through the process of reproduction. She was just constantly absorbing her egg sac year in, year in, year in, year out, year in, year out. So I don't know if I can push a button and make this happen, but I can try. It's worth it. Let me see. Oh boy. Well, that might not work. I think if I share the screen, I'm going to lose it because it's not a separate screen. Share a video file. I don't want to do that. What is this? Share screen. I still don't know how to do it. Hey, you're supposed to be bed, young man.
I can't sleep.
All right, sit tight, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I was hoping I'd be able to share that, but I don't know. Share screen. I don't know. How would it work? See, that's not going to work. I think I would have to have multiple screens or something. Anyway, I'm just over here pushing buttons and don't know what I'm doing. Tina Ladybug, hello. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, it's kind of a it's kind of a slow live stream tonight, and it'll probably be a pretty short one. I'm fighting a cold, but I'm super, super glad you stopped in. Just kind of been chatting about controversy around different world record fish, especially when it comes to muskies. I find it fascinating. There was a Larry Ramsell was on with Muskie Factory. They do a YouTube live every is it Monday night, and he was discussing all the different like the top 10 muskies that have been caught, and there's only been like 2 or 3 that were proven as legit of whatever they claim they were. Um, so it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. We like to believe the best in people, but sometimes people aren't always honest and legit, especially when it comes to fishing. I mean, that goes fish tails goes all the way back through the ages, you know. All right, folks. Tell you what, I'm gonna do my shout outs to the folks that have popped in tonight. Those will be my channel shout outs. Small Water Charters, John is awesome. Tina Ladybug, you are awesome. Eric Penchman Jagdio, you're awesome. Thanks for coming in. And Judith and Dan Davis, certainly appreciate you guys popping in. And of course, Frontier Survival. And then, not to forget the first one that popped in, Living and Men Outdoors. Um, you guys have fantastic channels, and I enjoy it. I'm really glad you're able to pop in. And I know I'm keeping this really, really short. I'm battling a cold, so I just really don't want to keep rambling on. And I could have been a little bit better prepared for this, but I might try to pop in on Living and Men's live later this evening, but for now, I think I'm going to hang it up. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a good night.